yeah, let's start with the question that is in my mind, which is, what did you think of my talk?
Well, I wasn't expecting that question.
Yeah, I know, but completely honest feedback before we get started into you. Yeah, give me the honest feedback and give me the improve where I can improve next time.
No, I think for me at least, your talk came in the right moment because it was actually quite curious. Like maybe 30 minutes before, I think I was delayed for your talk. I was speaking with another speaker that we spoke about Techia, and I explained him a little bit of what we were doing, and he was telling me like, Mariana, okay, you have to go for funding. In 3 years, you will sell your
Right.
company to Coursera for several millions. And the first question I was thinking about that, and I asked him like, okay, what about your quality of life? And he was like, hmm, yes, so that it's kind of it doesn't exist. And I started thinking like, okay, should I go for funding? I work a lot already. I really like what I'm doing, but do I really want to spend the next 3 or 5 years just knocking on doors, searching for investment instead of focusing on the people that I'm helping and in the product itself? And then you appeared. And suddenly, half an hour later, I am hearing about a different concept which I had never heard
Yeah.
about. And I asked even some people, like, do you know what this is? And they're like, no, never heard about it. And I'm like, I remember your slide where you put, I don't remember if the first one was working for someone else, and then indie hacker, and then funding, more or less.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I am a total indie hacker at the moment, like solo entrepreneur. This makes a lot of sense. And then you spoke basically about my pains, which a major one is feeling lonely because you are starting a project by yourself and you know that it has a huge potential and you know how it can help people. And at least on my side, I see that change in their lives. And I think, okay, do I want to keep doing this alone? Do I need to bring more people in? So that part, that pain of feeling lonely, was one of the major things that got my attention in your
Right.
talk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And now tell me about the improval points. Like, what can I? Is there anything I can do better? I know I felt like I don't know how you feel because you also did an interview. I sorry, a talk,
Hmm.
but it was my first time like doing something with this kind of professionalism, where there's someone like preparing you and putting the mic and telling you, okay, go here. And then when I was before I entered in the stage, they were like, okay, make sure to be in between this line and that line because of the shadow, and make
True.
sure if you want to drink water, you can go there and drink water. Like so many details. Like, oh my god, I thought I was just going there and talk. And suddenly there were so many things that I felt I was looking too much to the monitor. We have like a little monitor showing the slides. And I really didn't know where to look at. What did you have the same experience?
Well, more or less. I've been a professional dancer for 10 years,
Okay.
so being on stage, it's kind of easy. It was weird to be speaking instead of dancing because I am more used to the other part.
Yeah.
But for
Because you could
me,
start dancing. Like, yeah, no,
I could.
it's not it.
I could. Well, I've seen that happening actually. But well, from your talk, I think one of the key things that you brought in was your main message was quite clear. That
Right.
was what is an indie hacker, and you're not alone. There's more people doing this, and you can
Right.
have their support as well. So for me, that was the major thing, and that is the main thing that you did really well because
Okay.
you brought a clean concept, you explained it, and you had an impact on the other side. At least I felt that impact. The rest, I think it always can improve with time. And even if you feel like I was pretty comfortable, I didn't look at the screen, there's
Yeah.
always some points to improve. Like we don't born an amazing as an amazing
Right.
speaker. So
Interesting that like the main point of my talk was to describe what a indie hacker was, even though for me that was just like a little detail. Like for me the audience first approach, the whole method that I introduced was the most important thing, but I get it was the other way around, which is really
yeah,
interesting.
maybe for me because it was such a new
Yeah,
concept.
yeah, yeah.
So I always feel like the huge impact or the biggest impact that you have during a talk is the moment where people identify themselves with
Right.
what you're saying. So for me, the turning point was that the feeling of okay, but suddenly I belong somewhere, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.